we're gonna sprout some garbanzo beans today. You can do this with any beans, but what I have right now is garbanzo beans. And this is how they start. They look like little stones. You can't eat them like this, so we're gonna have to soak them. A lot of times I just put them in the jar and soak them, but really you should rinse them, so that's what we're gonna do. I'll just put them in a colander, and I'm gonna rinse them right here in the kitchen sink. This is one of the easiest things to do. They're gonna be loaded with the enzymes, and they taste great. Okay, I rinsed them off. Now I have a glass jar. Glass is important. You don't want metal or plastic. You want glass. Put the beans in the jar. Okay, and then I'm going to put 3 times the amount of water. Whoops. Oh, we'll just hold this. About 3 times the amount of filtered water that I have beans, because these are going to puff up to about 3 times the size that they are now. I use filtered water because the water that goes into this, it's going to soak it all up, and that's exactly what you're going to eat. So the beans are about here, so I'm going to fill the water. I'm going to fill the water up to here. And then these are just going to sit on the counter. There, that should be good. And then you cover the hole with, you want it breathable, so I'm using a nylon sock. It's to keep, I believe it's to keep fruit flies out or any debris that would come in. We don't have fruit flies right now. But you put the nylon sock in so it can breathe. Now we'll just leave this on the counter for about 12 to 16 hours, and then we're going to rinse them and put them in the sprouter. And I'll show you step by step. But these little buggers are going to fill this up and be huge. So next time I see you, it'll be 12 hours from now. Bye! Hello, we're back again. Voila, look how big these got. They started down here little tiny little hard nuggets, and now they are huge puffed up garbanzo beans. Normally I would do this at night before I go to bed because it gives it a little bit longer. It gives it closer to the 16 hours, but today I did it opposite because I didn't do it last night. So I started it this morning, and now it's getting time to go to bed. So now I'm going to rinse them and put them in the sprouter. Okay, and the water looks dirty. I don't think it is, but it's just the juice from the beans. Can you see this? Can you see the inside of the colander? Can you see that? Okay. Alright, I rinse them off. Right now and I'll do this it sometimes gets a little bit of a slimy feel to it, and you want to get that all off. And you do that just by rubbing them in your hands like this. And we need to rinse them off about twice a day for the next at least 2, if not 3 days, usually 2. You'll start seeing these little shells come off, no big deal. Just throw them away. They don't all have to come out. I took them all off once, and it's just a tedious experience. Not a big deal, but if you leave them on, they tend to get slimy. So that's why we rinse them off too. Okay, the next time you'll see me, I'm going to go over to that counter, and we're going to put them in the sprouter. I have a special sprouter that I use that, hey, I moved just like magic. I'm like Samantha on Bewitched. This is my sprouter. I like this sprouter a lot because it's organized. There's three containers right here, and they stack up nice and neat, and I can stick them on the counter and just take it apart a couple of times a day to rinse them. Looks nice like I'm making a cake, or I made a beautiful cake on the counter, so it's disappointing to kids when they find out it's garbanzo beans. But not to us, because we know this is really good food. Okay, we just take it into the 3 parts. Distribute them evenly. There's another shell. You can just pick those out as we see them. But again, don't get too worked up about them, because you can spend a long time doing that. And just spread them evenly. Isn't this amazing how much these have grown? It started out with about maybe this much right here, and look how much more we have. I love these. They're good in salads. We're going to make some raw hummus. I've got a really wonderful sandwich I'm going to make with raw lettuce leaves and sprouts, and make the hummus, and that'll be the filling. I'm very excited to try that. But this whole process is going to take us a couple days. Next time I see you, this should have some growth on it, and we will be rinsing them again. See you soon. Good morning. We're finally at the end stage of the sprouting process. We started this on Thursday morning, and now it's Sunday morning. I have rinsed these twice a day during that time. And this is going to be my final rinse, and then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. Some of them, you know, have an actual sprout on them. A lot of them don't. There's a little bit of a slimy feel to them right now, but when I rinse them off, that'll get rid of them. These will store in the refrigerator for about 3 to 5 days if they last that long. If you want to, you can still just rinse them off as you go. So now I am going to rinse these off. You can turn back now for a second. Okay, we're going to rinse these off back in the sink. Okay, these are all rinsed and clean now. No slimy feel, a little bit of sprouts. These are ready. These are actually ready to eat. You can just eat them right now. I'm going to make hummus with these, and I love them in salad. I'll eat this probably every night in salad. You could do this with lentils, soybeans, whatever kind of legume. You can also do it with grains like wheat berries. You're not limited to garbanzo beans. These are just my personal favorite. They're also called chickpeas, but we didn't want to be sexist. Men can eat these too. To your health. Have a great day.